All right, let's dive into something that's been making headlines and is definitely going to be relevant for all you UPSC aspirants out there. The new income tax bill for 2025.
Oh, yeah, definitely a big one.
Yeah, we're talking potential prelims questions, maybe even mains essay material. I mean, this thing is a gold mine.
It really touches on so many aspects of the Indian economy. The government's vision, their priorities, it's all kind of wrapped up in this bill.
Exactly. And we've been digging into some great articles from the Indian Express and the Financial Express to help us break it down.
Always good sources.
So put yourself in the hot seat, right? You're in that UPSC interview and bam, the panel hits you with, what's the deal with this tax year thing? Could you explain it?
Well, I think the key here is understanding why they've shifted from assessment year to tax year. It's not just a name change.
Right, right. And the Financial Express was pointing out that now the income you earn between like April 1st of one year and March 31st of the next, that gets taxed within that same financial year. No more waiting around.
Exactly. It brings India more in line with global practices, which can have a ripple effect on foreign investment, making things easier for international businesses.
Makes sense. The government's been really emphasizing how they've simplified the whole thing. Like even the bill itself is shorter, the language is more straightforward.
Yeah, though the Indian Express brought up an interesting point. Could oversimplification actually lead to some ambiguity down the line?
Oh, that's a good point. And they're definitely not shying away from complex issues either. I mean, cryptocurrencies and NFTs are officially in the tax net now.
Yeah, that's a big one. It shows that the government is acknowledging the digital economy and they're taking steps to regulate it.
Huge implications there, right? Especially for anyone prepping for the UPSC. How does this move fit into India's overall digital strategy? What about the economic and social impact of taxing crypto? Could this be the start of a new era for digital assets in India? So many questions.
All excellent questions, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing the ripple effects of this for a while.
Absolutely. And understanding all the ins and outs of this policy is key if you're hoping to ace those UPSC exams.
Definitely agree with that.
Okay, before we get into some other big changes with this bill, I want to remind everyone if you're finding this deep dive helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments if you have any questions or topics you want us to cover. We're here to help you navigate this world of current affairs and conquer those UPSC exams.
It's not just about making the tax system simpler to understand either. They're also looking at how to handle disputes more effectively.
Oh, you mean like with the dispute resolution panel, the DRP? Yeah, the Financial Express article mentioned some changes there. Honestly, that whole process was kind of a black box to me before.
Yeah, it can be pretty opaque, but it's so important that it's fair and efficient. The new bill is trying to streamline things, make it more transparent. Like, for instance, now the DRP has to give detailed reasons for their decisions.
So it's not just a yes or no anymore. Taxpayers will actually get to see the logic behind it.
Exactly. And that's good for both sides, right? It gives taxpayers more information and it kind of forces the DRP to be more careful and transparent in how they make decisions.
I can definitely see this coming up in the UTSC mains exam. Something like analyze how the changes to the DRP are aiming to create a fairer and more efficient tax system.
Oh, absolutely. That's spot on. It's a question that could really let you demonstrate your understanding of administrative reforms and good governance, which are always hot topics for the UPSC.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. The move to tax year, the simplification efforts bringing crypto into the mix, and the changes with the DRP. This bill really does touch on a lot of different economic and administrative issues, huh?
Yeah, and that's what makes it so interesting, especially from the UPSC perspective. It's not just about memorizing a bunch of facts, it's about understanding how all these pieces fit together and what they mean for India's economy as a whole.
So for all our listeners who are studying hard for the UPSC, what are some of the key things they should be focusing on when it comes to this bill?
Well, I think the most important thing is to try to understand the reasoning behind each change. Why is the government moving to a tax year system? Why are they pushing for simplification? What are the potential consequences of taxing crypto?
So it's not just about knowing what's in the bill, it's about understanding the why.
Exactly. The UPSC examiners are looking for people who can think critically and analyze information, not just repeat facts.
And they want people who can see the big picture too, right? Like how do all these seemingly separate things, tax year, crypto, the DRP, all tie together in this new bill?
Exactly. This bill is a window into the government's overall vision and priorities for the economy, and understanding that vision is crucial if you want to excel in the UPSC exams.
Yeah, it's like they're laying the groundwork for a more modern, globally competitive tax system.
Right, exactly. And this is where things get really interesting, especially for those UPSC aspirants out there. Think about it. How could this new income tax bill, with all its changes and complexities, impact India's position on the global economic stage?
Okay, now that's the kind of big picture question that UPSC loves. Easy to get lost in the details, but they want to see that you can connect the dots and think strategically.
Absolutely. And there's so much to analyze here. For example, you could argue that a simpler, more transparent tax system might make India more attractive to foreign investors.
So it's not just about bringing in more tax revenue. It's about creating a system that encourages investment and ultimately economic growth.
Precisely. And bringing crypto and NFTs into the tax system sends a clear signal that India is serious about being a player in the digital economy. That could position India as a leader in the global digital landscape.
Wow, so many potential ripple effects from foreign investment to India's digital future. This bill has the potential to touch a lot of different areas.
It really does, and that's why we always encourage you to do your own deep dive into the source material. The Indian Express and the Financial Express both have some excellent analysis and context that can help you form your own well-informed opinions.
That's what it's all about, right? Not just memorizing facts, but really understanding the issues and forming your own perspective. That's what the UPSC is looking for.
Couldn't agree more.
All right, so to all our listeners out there, keep those brains working, stay curious, and most importantly, never stop learning. If you have any questions or topics you'd like us to explore in a future deep dive, just drop a comment below.
We always love hearing from you.
And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more UPSC-focused deep dives. Until next time, good luck with your preparation.